we had a big break in the investigation yesterday. He interviewed Richard Mack and the local police chief in New Mexico that was under the county. Some states have that. New Mexico is one of them. A lot of areas it's backwards, where the police chief of a major city will be over the county. But the feds came in and basically had him removed because he signed a pledge to uphold the Constitution. What do you think your oath of office is? I mean, 10 years ago, this would be a huge story. Nowadays, it's, oh, well, that's just how the tyranny works. So he's going to be in here airing those exclusive interviews. One of them didn't air last night because they got the interview late. But they're going to have those two interviews with both those gentlemen taped. But then David Knight traffic copying that and breaking it all down and more in the third hour today. I'll obviously be here in the first and second hour. Joel Skousen of World Affairs Brief is going to join us to break down the geopolitical banking meltdown, the al-Qaeda terror threat against the Olympics, what's happening at the Super Bowl, the entire police state that is unfolding, and just a whole host of other issues with Joel Skousen, always informative, joining us in the second hour. We are just completely jam-packed with news. I mean, that's par for the course, but today is just really crazy with how much of it there is. I'm going to try my best to come back from break and kick off the transmission really officially when a lot of stations join us and go over what's happening. But very interesting article that I saw up on DrudgeReport.com that I'm going to have cloned over at Infowars.com just for posterity in case they take it down, because sometimes Politico does. Politico, dear Americans, I saw you naked, and yes, we were laughing. Confessions of an ex-TSA agent. We broke all this 4 years ago in 2010. We told you all of it. We told you they were lying, that they were saving the images. We talked to TSA people on and off record. We showed the video of them looking at your naked body, shot by Patriots through the security windows into areas where they even had jokes up on screen about Pedo Bear, a Pedo Bear graphic. Pedo Bear is like a TSA agent in a little bear, about how they're teaching the kids how to be pedophiles. And that photo and video of that through their screening area has been confirmed. Now, was that TSA agents pointing out what they're doing is wrong? Because in this article, it has them saying, most TSA officers I talked to told me they felt the agency's day-to-day operations represented an abuse of public trust and funds. See, they know. In fact, most of them, even though I attack the TSA, it's the system and the Congress and the president, they almost always ask for my autograph and just, wave me through. But then it'll be some manager comes over who's a thug and gets in my face. And they've had countless cases of Hollywood stars where they come over with the printout in England and here, the same systems, and say, can I have you sign the naked printout of yourself? Or these men, sometimes it was a case in Texas they settled. It was a really good-looking woman. They said, man, you're really hot. And made her take her top off down to the bra, and they actually asked her out for dates. Because, some guys think if they have the authority, that's their right to then basically push it on a woman. I mean, this stuff really happens. And, it's getting crazier and crazier where they're patting down Alec Baldwin's, baby daughter, 5-month-old daughter.
Now you can watch the InfoWars Nightly News streaming live as it happens for free.
Check it out at Infowars.com/show.
Right now, it's so incredibly cynical. When George W. Bush was doing unconstitutional things and was violating the Bill of Rights and Constitution and launching illegal wars, I was a staunch critic. And I was attacked by the establishment right wing, and I was attacked by the establishment left wing. Because the establishment left was not actually really against those wars. And they helped to continue them. And now that we've seen 6+ years of Obama, and the nightmare's been, 3 times worse than Bush on most fronts, 10 times on others. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. It's so insane. I'm totally shocked. And then I see Democratic Party run and controlled groups out there that make jokes about everything we talk about. You know who the usual suspects are. Raw Story, Media Matters, Huffington Post, Salon, and they sit there knowing that we're telling the truth, knowing that we're in a societal crisis, but lying to their readers and viewers, going, ha ha, look at Alex Jones, look at Rand Paul, look at Ted Cruz. They're discredited, they're insane. No one listens to them. Everyone's laughing at them. There is no tyranny. Obamacare is wonderful. The wars are wonderful. Funding Al-Qaeda is wonderful. Crushing Assad is wonderful. And I sit there and I look at it and I know that they know that's all a lie. And they're just trying to create a con artist facade that everything's okay. Well, not everything's not okay for you guys. All of your readership and trust levels are plunging. Look at MSNBC, CNN, literally imploded. Libertarianism worldwide is taking over. The fact that the state is nothing but a corrupt tool of corrupt institutions, both private and corporate and public, is a fact. The truth is we're rising, you're falling. And NBC, MSNBC are sinking to the bottom of who the public trusts. That's the facts. I'm not in a war with you people. You are very sad Benedict Arnolds. You are very sad trendies that try to come up with the best lies and disinformation so that George Soros and people will throw you a bone. I mean, you could put a gun to my head and say, lie for the establishment, and I would say, go to hell. And it's because I'm free, and I'm honorable, and I'm real. And it just freaks me out that out of all the news I'm going to cover here in a moment, it's incredible. I read what was in the multi-thousand-page Obamacare legislation because senators and others put out cheat sheets of what subsections to go to, and I read hundreds of pages every week or so when different versions came out of the 3,000 pages. I scanned over the 13,000 pages, first 10,000 and 3,000 more of addendums and changes. And basically, it was a blank check to do whatever they want. Share all your data, NSA the medical records, federalize it, give it to all these corporate interests, kick people off their existing plans, kick people off that had pre-existing conditions, not cover children, lower the quality of care, double, triple, quadruple prices, shut down small health care divisions and providers, small insurance companies and HMOs, small clinic chains that help the poor. I come from a family of physicians and healthcare management. I mean, I know about this stuff. And I had doctors on. I had researchers on. The insurance companies bragged that they wrote it. They lobbied to get it passed. The Republican leadership helped write it. And I said, this is a bipartisan screw job, and it's really going to hurt people. And they said, you're a liar. There's no death panels. You're a liar. It'll cut it in half. You're a liar. You can keep your doctor. And I just sit there, and they're still defending it, saying we're discredited and Ted Cruz is discredited. And they're literally just catering to the most mindless trendies out there. And that hurts me, that my fellow countrymen could be such evil mercenaries. I don't even hate these people. I'm very, very sad for them because their future is going to be sold out as well. I want prosperity. And I know about British healthcare. I know about UK healthcare. I know about European healthcare. I have crew members that live in Europe and in England. I know when you go in with a cold or the flu, they just give you a pack of aspirin and Wipies like they do in the military. I know how government treats foster children and military and anybody under their control like absolute trash while telling them how much they love them. How they treat police and others that are in the deadly dust of 9/11. How they treat sailors that are in the radiation off Fukushima, won't even give them potassium iodate or potassium iodine at the time. But the officers were taking it on the Ronald Reagan. And I just see this anti-human, anti-liberty, anti-liberal movement. I mean, I'm a liberal. Thomas Jefferson style. Private property, local control, guns. Do what you want as long as you don't hurt somebody else. That's liberal. I'm liberal, folks. But that doesn't mean that I have to accept your lifestyle. You know, if you like guys and that's your issue, I'm not sitting here going after you, attacking you. Just don't try to push it on my children. That's what Vladimir Putin said. And they go, oh, my God, he's a Nazi. He's a blah, blah, blah. This is what we're talking about. We're being dominated. Our liberalness, America's true liberalism, has been taken by fascist control freaks, turned around to where the governor of New York says, if you are pro-life or own guns, you're not welcome in New York. What a fascist statement. Get out of the state. I thought you're for equality. I thought you're for live and let live. I thought you're for diversity. I thought you're for tolerance. No, it's the opposite. And until we realize that these are actual seditious, evil people taking over, we have no hope. I mean, they really are bad. They really do want to run our lives. They really are like that bad neighbor control freak. They really are that neighbor that calls the cops on you because your kids are screaming, shooting water guns at each other. Or because, what's the town passing an ordinance where you can't be over 50 decibels? I guess that's like regular talking level. And then you're arrested if you talk in a voice about this loud. What was the town? I forgot. I never covered that last week. I saw the article. This is the type of control freak society that we live under. And so before I hit all the news, and we joined Jakari Jackson from New York. He's across from New Jersey talking to the morons in Times Square about the Super Bowl 48. I'm going to have a special report tonight on the Nightly News about that. And I'm going to be live Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m., covering it all with the Sunday transmission. This is an article up on Infowars.com. Sick kids denied specialty care due to Obamacare in Washington. In Washington state, some sick kids have been denied specialty care due to Obamacare. As we told you, it restricts a whole bunch of procedures. A local news outlet reports. That's King, Washington. Administrators at Seattle's Children's today said that they predicted this would happen, and it's even worse than they expected, said the local news anchor. Parents being denied specialty treatment at the hospital by insurance providers on the Washington Health Benefit Exchange. Children's filed requests on behalf of 125 of their parents, and it just goes on. And this is stuff, they've got to have these procedures or they'll die. Folks, I watch C-SPAN, and they have Prime Minister's questions under Gordon Brown, and then before him, it was... have one of those moments. Who's the guy with the demon eyes? Yeah, Tony Blair. And they would get up there and say, you got to have the brain surgery in 1 month, but you make them wait 18, they're dying. Yes, it's unacceptable. We're sorry, but it continues. This is the plan. This is the plan. And it's like they're denying kids care. They're kicking people off the coverage. They're getting ready to euthanize old people. And then they have the cover of Newsweek saying, yeah, it's the case for killing Granny. And they just laugh at us and go, yes, we're liberal. Give us another Peace Prize. And it's all done so these big mega banks can reap trillions in profits that own the insurance companies. And then all these so-called liberal groups that say they have the moral high ground. It's all this game where they tell you they have the moral high ground, and then you respond to them and go, I promise I'm not racist because I don't want Obamacare. It's a really bad bill. And they go, sure, racist. I mean, these are really evil people. And you have to come to grips with that. And they're not going to address little kids not getting health care now. And then it's getting rid of the free health care that was always there for the poor. Charity care is being gotten rid of under this. This is the dream of big insurance companies. Yeah, so what's happening is the doctors and the hospitals are still doing the treatments under the Hippocratic Oath, which they officially got rid of 25 years ago worldwide. But it's going to bankrupt healthcare. And that's the plan, as the architect of it, Ezekiel Emanuel, said on Fox. Well, of course we're going to bankrupt it. And it is a riot police officer with my face on him with a halo over his head, but the shadow is of a devil. And you learn what this cover that I came up with, Molly Rogers actually created it, great graphics person. You learn what it means inside. It means we're all angels and devils inside. We can be an angel, we can be a devil. Same thing with the police. They are a reflection of society and of the governing class. And we, the people, have to take the police back by taking back our communities and by humanizing them so that they will humanize us, and so that they become aware of the federalization and the globalization and how they're being turned against the population. It is essential that we engage the military and police. Now, the military is almost completely awake. The police, on average, are more awake than even the general public. So the police are one of our greatest hopes and also one of our greatest dangers. That's always the way it is in history. Whatever is the hope is also the danger. And so it is essential that we understand that the move to demonize police that become constitutionalists or oath keepers is because the system is desperate. But they've already backed off, claiming they were going to fire that police chief, to now they're going to reprimand him, to now they're investigating because of the huge backlash that he signed an oath to uphold the Constitution at a meeting with Richard Mack, a famous sheriff who's won at the Supreme Court and defeated the Brady bill. I mean, a police chief is, all these police chiefs can go stand on stage with Obama and call for banning guns. So police chiefs can't say they're going to uphold the Constitution? You swore an oath to it. But they're already backing off. And we've got that police chief coming on with David Knight in the third hour, along with Richard Mack today, the police chief from out in New Mexico. But he got pulled by TSA and then by someone calling himself a Fed who wouldn't even identify himself, saying, where are you going? What are you doing? They had it in the database, folks, with data mining, with the NSA. This is admitted with the TSA. They had it in the data mine that he was going to that meeting. A big public meeting in Las Vegas. See, they don't want us to act official and big. They want us to wear camo and hide in the woods like we've done something wrong and have code words so the feds can infiltrate our movements and set us up. No, we wear suits and ties. We're taking America back. We're the good guys. Statistically, libertarian conservatives have the lowest crime rate, highest level of being middle class, highest level of charity, highest level of heroism, of saving people. Go look at the crime statistics. We're the good guys. We're the good guys. Okay? Go look at the crime statistics. We are. We're the good guys. We're the good guys. Conservative, libertarian Americans. We're the good guys. We're where Audie Murphy came from. The whole 9 yards, ladies and gentlemen. John Wayne, True Grit. That's who we are. We don't like screwing people over. We don't like cheating people. We're honorable. And all you corrupt people call us chumps. No, you're the chumps. We don't want to live in a country overrun with corruption. We want our kids to be safe. We want to be treated like we're going to treat others. All right, I'm starting to rant here. The point is that's coming up. But speaking of TSA, we broke this with Drudge back in 2010 when Drudge would carry our articles every 3 or 4 days showing the naked body scanner images leaking, showing the TSA admitting that they were keeping the images, showing them grope people when they said they weren't. And then here it is, Politico. If you guys will punch this up, punch up the Politico article so I can show viewers and scroll through it. The naked body scanning shows the genitals, the breast, everything. And then they... Dear Americans, I saw you naked, and yes, we are laughing. Confessions of an ex-TSA agent. Remember when they said, oh, we can't see you naked, or then we don't save the images? It's all bull. We and others were able to go up to the glass, put our cameras up to the glass, zoom in on them, looking at people naked. Next to, we got to find that photo from the screenshot of them looking at a pedo bear deal in the control room. Like making a joke about it, about, hey, kids, learn about pedo bear. That's what they have on their screens. It's all a joke to them. Now, the lower level ones, though, not the ones behind the glass, they said most TSA officers, you're not officers, you're not sworn folks, I talked to told me they felt the agency's day-to-day operations represented an abuse of public trust and funds. The InfoWars crew absolutely loves coffee because we love being awake. And I am somewhat of a connoisseur of coffee. So many times you go to a restaurant or even to a coffee shop and the coffee tastes like garbage. And in all the different coffees I've tried, my favorite is grown in the high mountains, in shade, Arabica, on the border with Guatemala in southern Mexico by the Chiapas farmers. I make sure we've done the research. I make sure it's the very best product that we can offer you when I put my name on it. And I believe, and it's my taste, so you may differ, that this is the best coffee in the world from southern Mexico. Wake Up America Patriot Blend, 100% organic, Arabica shade grown. And then we have the Immune Support, 100% organic coffee, infused with a special type of mushroom known to boost the immunity.
This coffee is seriously so smooth. I normally have to douse my coffee with cream and sugar and cinnamon and all kinds of tasty treats, but this, I drink this black. It is so good.
Well, that's why I like it, is that it has a kick, it has really good caffeine in it,
It has a good clean wake up that lasts for a long time, doesn't give me a headache, but it's so smooth, it's so delicious. Just try it out for yourself. I'm telling you, this is my favorite coffee. We went through a lot of trouble to bring you this. Just try it, and I think you'll be hooked like we are here at InfoWars. Well, folks, find out for yourself and support the information war today. It's all available at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.